Hey, what's up YouTube? Sky Badger here, and we're back at the end of day 5. Well, not quite at the end there yet, but, we're only a few hours away. So, where are we at the moment? Well, due to a common threat, and that threat being Greater Romania, and the coalition, the new Ottoman Empire, I managed to unite a group of unlikely allies, and I'm practically joined the Arctic Alliance for the sole purpose of taking down another alliance. And someone isn't too happy about it. 5-country alliance, what the fuck? But that's how you defeat a 3-person alliance. 5 people does the trick. So that's where we're at the moment. We're crushing alliances. So in terms of combat at the moment, Poland got the easy end of the stick. Due to the fact he was actually allied with Greater Romania beforehand, he's been pretty lucky in his ability to just walk across the border and have some pretty easy fights. Not to say that he hasn't suffered his fair share of casualties, but due to the fact that where me and France were fighting was where the initial push was from Romania, we have come into a fair bit of resistance. While we still are holding up a steady number of troops, I have 33, France has 30, I don't actually have too many ground units, and I should have more. I've had to send some down here to help defend the border with Spain, and I'm really suggesting to France that he fortifies his position. I'm also going to use my navy as I build it up to help protect this area and watch for enemy ships. But along with having troops down here, which at the moment is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I also have 3 destroyers, that's 9. Almost a third of my forces aren't even in combat at the moment, which is a bit of a waste. So, in hindsight, if I didn't have to help defend and put troops down here, we might be doing a little better up here where the actual fighting is. France has started to diversify his army, which is good, with artillery and anti-tanks. Sadly, he lacks an air force, but I'm slowly building mine up at the moment. I'm about to have 2 more planes done, as well as my navy, where I'm just about to finish constructing 3 submarines. So, we are starting to diversify, and in the gameplay I'm starting to see different level units come into play in different types of troops. And this is where it's really important I attack properly and I actually take my time to plan things through. And as you can see down here, overnight while I was sleeping, things didn't go as well as I'd expected. Oh, Romania is actually retreating. Oh, that's good, because now we had to send his tanks up to help me with that unit there, and we won't have to worry about what's going on behind our lines. That's great. So I can't just attack as a full front anymore. It's a lot more strategic now, and you can't just attack and just hope for the best. You've really got to plan these things through and think about the best way to go about them. So at the moment, it is really important here, for example, that we remove Greater Romania's hold here, because this is that's bloody annoying having that right there. But to be honest, this is not a fight that I really want to fight. I may have 5 infantry going into this, but he is way more prepared to deal with this and defend against this as we are. We might outnumber him 2 to 1, but his troops are better suited for the environment, and they're slightly better than mine. So, although I do have to fight this battle to remove it, it is not worth it. So some of you may be thinking, why do you have more troops running away when you could send more in? Because at the moment, we've got this here, and I have very few troops back in reserve, and those that are there are too far away to be of any help immediately. So if he decided to just push back this way, it would be a few hours before I could do anything about it, and by that point I may only have these units here back able to defend 4 units, and that would lose against that. So it is really about just playing it safe. I don't want to take away this light tank from the front line, but I have to. So also down here at the moment we can see that one of our dying allies, Caucasia, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Caucasus? I don't know. I might Google that after this. So these guys down here, they're just going in for a little bit of a very annoying attack. I'd be pissed off if that happened to me too. He's dead, basically. He's about to lose all of his last piece of land to Turkey. So, what else is happening? Canada still hasn't landed, and he's talking about landing, and I'm trying to track his ships down and figure out where they are. Canada, I suspect, will either land France, Great Britain, or up here in Sweden. I find it pretty unlikely they will come down here and assist the southern United States. Northern United States has landed here, so it only kind of makes sense at this point that if Canada wants land, he's going to have to come up in this upper region. So I've got my ships patrolling, and we'll just have to hope we find them soon. As my standing navy is not strong enough to defeat that many convoys at this point, so I have to find them early and regroup and deal to them. I had my aircraft on patrol, but now that the fight is coming a little closer to home, I'm sending them up to the airfields and hopefully I can get a little bit of action. At this point in the game, due to the lack of oil I have, that is a lack, trust me, that's not much. I'm going to hold off on the building of tactical bombers, even though I have them researched. And I'm also going to try hold off on building any armor in the immediate future. I have a good food production, and I'm actually trying to sell some at the moment to make some extra money. And I have a good rear, so I'm just going to try produce infantry while I get my resource production back to where it should be. So for today's example, I'm not going to build any more troops until I've done the following. I've upgraded this to level 3 infrastructure, and I've at least bought and upgraded 2 new goods producing industrial plants. Then after that, I'll take some time to build some new troops. Troops are important, but if I keep building troops, my economy will get weaker and weaker, and I will not be able to make these expansions later on, and it will limit my army size. So although at the moment it's important that you do have a standing army, it's also more important that you spend this time early game to actually work on your economy, because although this sounds like a dick move, France can fight for me, Poland's basically fighting for me. Well, why am I even fighting? I'm fighting because I need land and more resources. Oh, we also got Saturn back, that rebelled, I was happy about that. Poland doesn't have it anymore, I bought it off him, although he wasn't happy about that. So that's where we're at the moment, going forwards into the future. Poland should be fine to take out Greater Romania, and hopefully we can pick off Yugoslavia. So basically what I'm going to be targeting is I really need these oil production plans, but I don't have the troops, so it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I'd also like to add here at this point that I'm not sure how I'm going to structure these videos in terms of release. Whenever I can at the moment I'm recording a video just so that I have plenty of footage of the game, but I'm not sure exactly how I will release that. I might just clump it together into weekly videos and then just state the day at the start, or I might release them in chronological order. I don't know, I'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you for watching.